Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this workshop. Very happy to see you here today. I know we will have an interesting and productive day ahead of us. What I intend to do today is go through the entire book very quickly, chapter by chapter. Along the way, I will toss a few tests at you. It's easy to fall into a trance, almost like driving on the highway. You hold the wheel and you look forward and you think you're driving, but you're not driving, you're just following the road. Have to be prepared for the unexpected. So tests. Also, I want us to spend a fair bit of time today looking at current markets. I'm sure that you have stocks you're interested in, commodities, currencies, whatever. So I would like us to review what you're interested in. So it will be a combination of theory and practice sort of practice at the right edge of the chart. So that's my plan for the day. I understand that most of you have read my books. Do we have anybody who hasn't read any of my books? We have a virgin in the room. A partial virgin, yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming here, because coming without having read a book, really a sense of trust, and I hope you're not disappointed. How I got myself into book writing. And by the way, if any of you ever decide to write a book, talk to me. I love this topic, and many of my friends have written books since then. I used to have a terrible writing inhibition. My background is in psychiatry. Whenever I had to submit a write-up of a case, I would just sit there tied into knots like that. Couldn't write. And then I figured out that it's like there were two persons in my head. There was a writer and there was an editor. So when I was writing, I was thinking, oh, I could say this better, I could say this differently, this should be done in a different way. So once I figured it out, I said, that's it. Writer writes, editor out of the room. So I just fling whatever I fling on the page. And then the first draft is done. And then the editor comes in and makes a book out of it. I began learning how to trade, gambling, I would say, in my 20s, and I really didn't know what I was doing, but I was reading all these books and indicators, psychology, GAN, back in those days, everything, and eventually things started settling down, and I began writing this book to write. Basically, I was writing it for myself the way I was several years before I wrote it. Everything organized and everything in order. I don't have to go to 50 different books, but everything in one place. And that's how my first book, Trading for a Living, came about. Became a big international bestseller. I never thought of success, I never thought of money, I wanted to write the best book possible. And that book is now over 20 years old. It was still a bestseller as early as this year. I finally agreed to my publisher's request to write a new book. To update it, the new Trading for a Living. And I thought it would be a quick project. 3 months was my time budget. Took 18 months and just completely major amount of work, and it became a completely different book. Today we'll go very quickly through the book. Successful trading is based on, I used to say, 3 M's: mind, method, money. Mind is how your psychology is organized. Method is how do you decide what do I buy and what do I sell? And money is your risk management. Well, I think there's a 4th M, and that's management in terms of record keeping. The quality of your records ties it all together. Your technical analysis, your psychology, your risk management. You've got to keep records. You probably know I am involved in running this group together with my friend and partner, Kerry Lavorne, Spike Trade. In Spike Trade, we have a weekly competition for the best pick of the week. And the guy who wins the best pick of the week writes a report, how I won my gold. So we have this group of elite traders who are competing for the best pick of the week. We have a guy who, since the beginning of this quarter, October, November, now the first week of December, won 5 golds. And he's being thrown out of the group at the end of this quarter. This is why. The black line is his equity curve. So he starts from 0 at the beginning of the quarter. And right now, at the right edge of the screen, he is down 15%. There are 13 competitors. There are 13 elite level traders. So there are 13 competitors, and the guy beats everybody half the time. If we go to the website, and this is Spike Trade website, then right at the front page is his report, how he traded last week, what indicators he used, and how he made 7.64% profit in 1 week. And he's being thrown out because his equity is here. So what's wrong with this picture? How come? There's no risk management. This loss which he suffered last week, he wants to win. So he's gaming the system. He buys a $5 stock. And right away, you know, the guy buys a cheap stock, so he's waiting for a big swing. Unfortunately, those cheap stocks, when they swing the opposite direction, they're just as bad the other way. So he is profitable early in the week, and on Friday, the stock is called to open lower. So he pulls his stop. He doesn't want to be hit on a stop. And the stock does open lower and continues to slide, and by the end of the day, he is down 20%. Right? So what is it? Lack of knowledge? Lack of understanding? It's lack of risk management. Lack of greed. I think I think it's arrogance more than greed, because he wants to be on top of the game. In any case, we'll spend a lot of time today talking about the method, and we'll spend a lot of time today talking about selecting stocks to trade and how to trade them, and where to enter, where to exit. But without risk management, it's absolutely useless. And then the final line, self-management, how do you do it? You have to keep records. You have to analyze for every trade what you did right and what you did wrong. We'll be talking about it. So this is our outline for today. Individual psychology, math psychology, classical chart analysis, computerized analysis, volume and time, general market indicator. In any case, I don't have to read the menu to you.